Hello, guys. Hello. How are you guys doing on this day? Oh, my goodness. Well, we're going to get into it and we're going to talk about a little bit more of investing in yourself, but also talk about moving abroad and doing some self help check, about your health, about your mindset, about your goals. We're going to get into it and we're just going to cover a few things on today. Something to let you think about, to get you saying, I wonder, maybe, right? We're going to also talk about taking a sabbatical. Taking a sabbatical, part of investing in yourself. So we're going to get into it. But if you do not know, hello. My name is Frida. And my channel is free 50 and above. Let's go. And the reason why it is free, that's my nickname. And also becoming free of worry, free of people, free of things, free of whatever. Becoming free to do the things that God has given me to do free. Not chained up anymore because of what people think, how people feel, their perspective of things. So that's where the free comes from. And 50 because I am 56 years old and an empty nester. So this channel is also for empty nesters as well, for my adult children. So it's time to go. That's where the let's go. It's time to pick up and go wherever you feel like going. And I'm not just talking about physically moving somewhere, but I'm talking about physically getting up, doing some things that you want to do in life and that you've always had a desire to do and that God has put on your heart as well. Okay, so that's where all those things come from. Free and the 50 and the let's go. All right, they all have significant things to me that mean something to me. Okay, so subscribe to my channel if this is something that you're interested in, and even if it isn't, subscribe and listen just a little bit. You may learn something. It may make you say, I wonder. Okay, all right, so that's what we do here. We're here to uplift women mainly. That's my audience. That's who I can relate to. I can relate to men as well. But mostly I am a woman and I am related to me. Okay. So we're here to uplift, to encourage, to help guide, to plan, put a plan together for you as well. A personal plan for you to move, for you to get up and do those things that you have inspired so much to do, and some things you haven't even thought about, and things that God has given you to do as well, right? So we help you do that, put a plan together for you. All right, so guys, we're going to get started. First of all, we just want to give God the glory for even giving me this spot and this understanding of being able to encourage women that's 50 and above, that has already gone through and is going through the empty nester age of letting those kids go and be their adults like they are. So we thank God for that. But today, I wanted to come to you. I recently did a video on moving abroad, if you're thinking about it. So go check that out, about different tips that you would need to if you're thinking about moving abroad. Okay, so today I want to focus on letting you guys know it's okay. Some people may have not even thought about leaving or taking a sabbatical. And one of the main things a sabbatical does and is about, it is to give you a chance to, to digress, to let it all go, to relax, to recharge. After you're finished with that sabbatical, you're recharged. Some people, some people just never think about it, taking a sabbatical from work, from where they are, from everyone. That's what it means. You are disconnecting yourself from your norm. You are disconnecting yourself from your children, from your husband, from your wife, from your family and friends. You are disconnecting. And you may reconnect in between your sabbatical, but when you first take your sabbatical, you're disconnecting everything from your job, from everything. And you have to put a plan together even to do that, but it's good to even think about taking a sabbatical. Just think about it and then start studying and researching what it would take for you to do a sabbatical. Now, it doesn't take much. You can do a 2-week sabbatical. You can do a month sabbatical. A lot of people do a whole year sabbatical. But do a sabbatical once a year. Put it on your calendar to invest in yourself to do a sabbatical. That means disconnecting from everyone at the beginning. For your first few 3-4 days, disconnect. Of course, let them know where you're going to be, so they won't be worried. You have to do that. It's just the right thing to do. But disconnect yourself and take a sabbatical. And this is when you're going to start pursuing to do some of your hobbies, do some of your traveling that you wanted to do. I have my handy dandy notebook right here that I'm looking at as well, and my computer that I have some stuff on. So I have stuff written down. I don't want to miss anything. That's why I'm looking sideways and stuff of different little things I have written down that I want to make sure I cover. So, but yes, it's for personal growth, to learn new skills, anything new you probably have never thought of, emotional, physical, well-being. It's all about you. Okay, it's an investment in you. And whenever it's an investment in you, it's an investment for everyone around you that's connected to you. Okay, because when you have a better you, you're better to everyone that's connected around you. And they'll feel that vibe. They'll feel that connection and that energy that you're putting off, because you're better you. And even for Christ, you are a better you, to be able to enlighten yourself in the things of God, and to be able to go out and do those things that He's given you to do, even the better. All right. So it's all around a great thing to do, to invest in yourself, to take a sabbatical, disconnect from everyone, everything for a few days, and then you can come back and not come back, but you can call or you can text and say, hey, I'm here, I'm doing this, check in every now and again. If your sabbatical is for 2 weeks or if your sabbatical is for a month, and only you can decide. You may even start out with a 2-week sabbatical just to get your feet wet, to get your little toes wet, and then you might be like, ooh, wait a minute now. That tingle a little bit. I think I like this. I was a little rested up. My mind was clear. I could think. Had a whole bunch of things going on in my mind that I never thought of before that I could do and help and be and, then you're going to be like, oh man, I need to check into this sabbatical thing. I need to check into this investing in myself thing, because it's just making me better. It's enlightening me, a lot more than what I was exposed to or used to. Now you're exposed to a whole new world, whole new type of people that move the way you want to move, that speak the way you want to speak, that have that energy that you have, so that's what a sabbatical and investing in you does. It gives you that rest and that renewal, and those new growth thoughts, entrepreneurship. If you never thought about it, you're thinking about it now. Just different things that your mind was not open up to because you were such in that space of hustle and bustle and gotta make another dollar. How I'm gonna make that dollar? How fast I'm gonna make that dollar? But you're making the dollar for the man, really. Going in and out 12 hours a day working, or 8 hours a day working, coming home, then working, and falling asleep doing the same thing right back over again. And you were never able to take the time and let your mind process where you want to be at, where you should have been at, where you could be at, what type of work you really like doing. Your mind was never able to rest in a state of renewness and calmness. But when you take a sabbatical, you're going to find out a whole lot about you and a whole lot about the world and different people and how it moves and how you play a big part in that. So taking a sabbatical, I suggest, that's one of the key things I suggest that you do to invest in yourself and plan that out. I don't know if I can say I've taken a sabbatical. I'm taking one now, you might as well call it, but I'm just, if you're not like me, some people, like, I'm very spontaneous. I love to try new things. I love to travel. And it won't take me long to get it together to just be ready to go somewhere or do something, So I never took a sabbatical, I don't think, to move abroad for a little while or go in a whole nother country by myself. Now, I've gone to different cities by myself. but I wouldn't call that a sabbatical. You know. But for someone who's not a type of person who is spontaneous and moves like that, take the time to plan out your sabbatical. Take the time to just, I would start off with 2 weeks, because it just depends on how your job is. It depends on if you have 2 weeks of vacation. Use that 2 weeks. Don't use it for your family, because you've used it already for your family for years, okay? So this is for you. This is for you to take your 2 weeks and use it for yourself, okay? Let them know, mommy, a wifey, a husband is going on a sabbatical for 2 weeks. All right? This is going to help all of us. Take that sabbatical for you for 2 weeks, wherever. I would choose a place that you've always wanted to go. Anywhere around the country, out of the country, anywhere inside your city or outside the state. I would take a 2-week sabbatical and go somewhere absolutely beautiful. If you can, I would do, and this would may take a little bit more planning, but if you can, I would do an all-inclusive place of where you want to stay, right? So that you don't have to worry about no more money for food, drinks, or whatever. I would do something like that, all-inclusive. But if you own the low budget, just go somewhere, nice hotel for 2 weeks, or somewhere where the hotel is included for 2 weeks, and enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourselves. Do things that you would not have done with the family. Do things new that you never would have thought of. Get out, associate, talk to people. Okay? Make yourself available to people, to learn people, to get to know new people, friends, on this 2-week sabbatical. Start off, like I said, with 2 weeks. Sometimes, now I've heard sometimes companies pay for a sabbatical. So you may want to check into that. I don't know what type of job you have, and especially if you have a job where you can work from home, or you are your own entrepreneur, you're your own boss, and you can do this from home or anywhere. Take your sabbatical, because then you don't have to worry about, going to boss meeting. And if you have your 2 weeks, you still don't have to worry about going to boss man. I mean, you got to put it in, but you don't have to worry about letting the boss man know where you're at. The most thing is, common things about the sabbatical, you're traveling to explore sometimes new cultures, new countries. Sometimes people take a sabbatical and they enroll in certain classes that they've always wanted to do, maybe knitting or sewing, or even ice sculpting, just things, writing, researching, if that's your thing. Stuff like that, because you may be a writer and you may not have had the time to focus on that. Well, your sabbatical gives you the time to focus on what you will write about. If you had 2 weeks to yourself, what type of book, what type of novel would you write or read? What type of movie would you create if you love to do stuff like that? If you are in production and you're in creating movies, or just love to write books, even coloring, anything like that, what would you do? And I'm telling you guys, the simplest things of what you can think about when you're in your sabbatical will be the most common things. Just like drawing, coloring, painting, stuff that you did not have the time to invest in because you had so much going on, or you got so much going on. Some people would feel so relaxed just to do a painting. Like, I have this painting right here. I have plenty of paintings I've done, but it is so relaxing just to, paint or sketch or, whatever you want to do, but make sure it's something that is feeding to your soul and that's helping you relax and rejuvenate and tap into those things, those gifts that are in you. That's when you do your best of tapping into what you're good at, what you love. And your mind is so much more calmer, and you're able to take in and digest things better, and get a better understanding. There are so many benefits to taking a sabbatical. You can take a sabbatical and volunteer to do things, volunteer to wash hair, volunteer to help feed the homeless, volunteer to go out and speak to people to encourage them, volunteer. These things does so much to your energy and your body and your spirit, man, of giving back, to pour into someone else, into other things, because you're poured into so many people around you that have taken, and this actually pours back into you, right? So when you're investing in yourself, you're pouring back into you, and your cup is full. When your cup is full, the overflow is what you give to the others. I always say this in my videos. Always give your overflow to others. And is one other thing I want to mention as well. Watch what you're giving. Watch what you're pouring. Whatever you're pouring into other people and who you're pouring into. Watch the things that you're pouring and watch who you're pouring into. Be mindful, because some of the things that you're pouring may be mindless. It may be worthless. So you don't want to take money and invest it in something and it's not going to go anywhere. And then watch who you're pouring into. You don't want to pour into someone who could care less. Don't waste your energy or your time pouring into someone that you absolutely already know could care less. I don't care if it's your daughter, your son, your grandchildren, your mom, your dad, your husband, your wife, friends, cousin, family. I don't care who it is. If you already know that it's not going to benefit them and that they don't care, they could care 2 cents on a cent. If that makes sense. That's what I'm trying to say. It don't make sense. So don't invest in it. Don't invest in them. Or don't invest that certain thing into them. You have to, if you want to invest in someone, the overflow. If you want that overflow to be invested in someone, the person that you invest in, you have to get a good understanding of what they need. They may not need any money. They may not need any clothes. They may not need no food. They may need wisdom. They may need a hug. They may need a pat on the back. Learn what to invest and who to invest it into. Learn that if your child could care less about what you buy them and more about what you encourage them to do or say, invest that into them. Don't worry about buying them stuff, because then you are going to be investing in the wrong thing into them. Okay? So learn what that person who you are investing in,